watching Market Cafe on ET Now, and over the next 1 hour or so, Priyanka Uppal and I will take you through news and updates from within the country as well as across the globe, tell you which stocks you should keep on your radar and tell you what the brokerages are saying as well. But first things first, let's take a look at what the Wall Street really did, and US indices largely closed the session in the red. A losing day is what we're looking at, because when you take a look at the S&P 500, 30 stock Dow as well, you're looking at a pullback coming in from those records in Thursday's session. So the broad market index slipped just about 0.2%. When you take a look at Dow as well, you're looking at losses of just about 0.1% coming in for that one as well, and nasdaq as well posted a slight decline coming in. So that's the kind of handover that we have on our hands. But when you take a look at fresh data that was issued, you do have that raising investors' fears that inflation was not cooling off quickly enough. That is quite the concern that we have. Of course, we'll be getting you more updates on the data that I just mentioned. When you take a look at Fed Funds futures trading, that suggests a roughly 87% likelihood, though, that the Federal Reserve will dial back interest rates by a quarter point in November, and that is according to the CME FedWatch tool as well. However, central bank policymakers will, of course, be keeping a very close eye on additional data sets as well. So that will also be shaping the course on rates as well. Now, indeed, another catalyst, of course, since I mentioned data, awaits the markets on Friday morning US time. The producer price index, a measure of wholesale prices. Economists polled by the Dow Jones do expect the PPI index to have risen 0.1% in September on a monthly basis, excluding food and energy costs. They forecast a 0.2% advance as well. And in terms of earnings, of course, you do have JP Morgan Chase as well as Wells Fargo that are on the deck. So those are the earnings that we're also waiting out for. So that largely is how the handover is shaping up to be like, at least when the Wall Street is concerned.
Absolutely. Morning, Shreyansi. In fact, you know that the hotter than expected inflation, that has raised concern that how much is the rate hike looking like for the November meeting. Now let's understand all the economic indicators. They came in much more than expectation. Now, bond yield has also jumped in. It has gone to 4.1%. Especially a key comment which has come in from Atlanta Fed President Raphael Bostic on the central bank's strategy ahead. In fact, he talks about that he's comfortable skipping a cut at the upcoming meeting if the data warrants, because data is not that supportive. Inflation is not cooling as quickly as it was anticipated. It has come in more than expected. Monthly rise was just 0.1%. It has come in more than that, 0.2% on a month-on basis and 2.4% on a year-on-year basis. And now November is the time when Fed is also going to keep an eye on, because that's the time when the next Fed meeting is slated for. Now, Bostic said that he has penciled in only one more quarter point rate cut this year in the latest Fed data dot plot. Now, the projections that showed that 9 Fed officials, we recently saw that there were comments came in from the Fed officials, September's meetings minutes came in, when majority of them agreed, but there was a view. Now, 9 Fed officials were looking only for one more quarter point cut this year, while 10 officials, majority, pencil in for a 2 quarter point cut. Now, even before Bostic's comments, traders in derivative market had started to price in the possibility of a pause at either the November or the December policy meetings.
Well, absolutely. And when you do look at oil prices, you did have that climb coming in of just about 3% coming in. So whether you're looking at Brent, you're looking at those 3.6% uptick levels, and WTI as well, similar levels coming in, at least when oil is concerned. And that largely is the handover as far as crude oil is concerned. But
there comes a time when your heart calls for you to arise. Plant your feet solid into the ground. Decide your own limits, and then break right through them. Become something more. It's my time to rise.